Hey guys, so it's been a little while since you've seen me, since I've dropped a video, and it's with good reason. I have been busy preparing for my surgery, and today I'm 5 days post-op. Normally you see me glammed out with makeup and so on. Today I'm just giving it to you real plain and simple. And I want to talk to you guys a little bit about prepping for surgery and how you could get the items that you need that I think would make your life as comfortable as possible in the recovery period after your breast surgery. Alright guys, so breast surgery for cancer is no joke. It could be a very difficult and painful process, but it gets better. And with everyone who has their own individual case, of course each surgery will be different, and you could approach it in many different ways depending on what you have to do and depending on the nature of your malignancy. And of course your doctors will advise you accordingly, right? So I'll just stick to what I went through, so and not to confuse anybody with all the different types of mastectomies and lumpectomies, so that I could keep it simple. So what I did is I did a double mastectomy, and that means I would have removed my both breasts, and they would have replaced them with expanders with the intention to replace them with implants. Yes, that is available through our public health service. You wouldn't believe how amazing the service is, right? So double mastectomy means the complete removal of your breast, or you can have a skin sparing or a nipple sparing, which is what I got, a nipple sparing, right? So with that being said, it means that both sides of your chest would be operated on, and it means that there's a stiffness that comes with that, and with the expanders there's a soreness that comes with that. So let's talk about the items that I had to get, that I made sure that I got to ensure that my recovery was as manageable, or is as manageable as possible, considering that I would be laying down and it would be painful for a little bit of time in the beginning. Alright, so before I begin, I just want to say that a lot of these items I got online, and I will specify which ones I got online and where I got them from. Okay, so when the body goes through any type of trauma, from any type of cut or any type of injury, there's usually some fluid that builds up under the skin. And when you get your mastectomy, there is a similar type of fluid that needs to be drained from the body. So one of the things that you have to wear coming out of a surgery like this it's called drains. So one of the things I got to help me manage with those drains was a drain belt, and this drain belt allowed for me to have pockets on the belt where I could conveniently put the drains, and I could hide them under my shirt. So I didn't have to walk around with clothes with pockets, and I didn't have to put them in my pocket or hold them in my hand. They could be hid conveniently under my shirt, or if it was a hoodie or it's a pajama top, which I have been wearing for the last few days. It's conveniently there, and my hands are free, and nobody will actually know that the drains are under my clothes. So that's one of the first things I'd recommend that you get a drain pouch, or you get a drain lanyard. I have both of them, so I could always change if I need to, but this makes your life so much easier, and it also protects the drain so the cords aren't hanging everywhere and they could potentially pull out. So that's my first thing. I got this item on Amazon, and I will be placing all the items in the link in my bio so that you could get them if you need them, or you can gift them to somebody who would need them. Now the second thing I got, which I swear is a godsend, is a surgical pillow. Now my surgical pillow comes in 6 pieces. I bought it online. It's available on Amazon. I bought it through Shein. You would be amazed at the things Shein sells. And it actually allows for me to have some sort of elevation when I sleep. So it's a big pillow that I place behind my head, and I can also place a part under my knees and under my ankles to give me that elevation and that comfort when sleeping. Because once you've had this type of surgery on your chest, particularly if you are using expanders to stretch the chest muscles, your chest will be very, very sore, and any activity where you have to engage your chest, which means any activity you're using your arms to do, whether it's to brush your teeth, whether it's to comb your hair, whether it's to turn on a light switch, lift a cup, and certainly if you have to lift yourself up off a bed, it's going to be very difficult. So the elevation at your head is like chef's kiss in terms of relief, and a surgical pillow is the ideal thing to help you achieve that, to ensure that you have some level of comfort and at the same time you get that elevation with your head. The third thing that you will want to get is a pair of TED stockings or compression stockings. So this is something that they will actually tell you about once you go for your pre-op consultation. I got mine at AA Lakis. I got the thigh-high ones, and these are designed to help restrict your blood flow so that you don't develop any sort of embolism while you are under anesthesia for a number of hours. Because when you go for the surgery, particularly if you're doing a double mastectomy, which is a very long haul surgery, because I was under anesthesia, I would say anywhere between 5 and 7 hours, and then you come out and you are asleep for another period of time, it means that your body is going to lack movement for a while. So to ensure that there's no potential of embolisms developing in your feet, on your legs, that's TED stockings is going to save you. It's also called an anti-embolism stocking. So I got mine at AA Lucky, so please add that to your list. So another item that will bring you great relief is the use of button-up pajamas. So quite apart from button-up pajamas making it more comfortable for you to get dressed, because you don't want to put your hands up over your head to put something on, you're probably going to be spending all day in those pajamas, because all you will have strength to do is eat and sleep, right? So the button-up pajamas are really good. I also got mine on Shein. Some of these are silk. The only thing is that it's silk, so it might be a little bit slippery. So if you get some cotton ones, if you may buy them off of Walmart or buy them somewhere else or even somewhere locally, that is fine. But Shein gave good bang for buck, so I got mine there. I got a few pairs, and they have been so great for me. I basically spent all day in my pajamas and my soft fluffy slippers, trying to make myself as comfortable as possible through the post-op pee. Another item that you may not have thought of, but it can really be nice in your process of healing, is coloring books and art supplies. So I got some paint by numbers, which is pictures with numbers that tell you where to paint, and also a good friend of mine dropped some coloring books for me. Now this is really good because it helps to take up time in the day, because sometimes just lying around doing nothing could be hard. The periods in between taking your pain meds when you're not sleepy, and also the movement of my arm helps me to regain some of the leverage in my arm, so that when I'm practicing, if I'm painting my numbers, I may have to paint up, I may have to paint down. So it's a nice gentle movement so that I could get the range of motion back in my arm, because under your armpit area, especially if you would have removed lymph nodes, would be a little bit tight, and you need that exercise to get back a range of motion so that you're not healed with your arms stiff against your body like that. That's not what you want at all. So getting art supplies, it's nice. Some of these are available in Wonderful World, but again, I bought my art supplies on Amazon. I will link them in the link in my bio. So it's not sharks, but you see this item here? This item here, my gosh, so good. This is a back scratcher. Now, you might think, why do you want a back scratcher? But when you don't have the leverage in your arms to reach around and scratch your back, sometimes it can be the most uncomfortable thing ever, and you're kind of rubbing your back against the bed, and you may not be able to rub your back against the bed. So a back scratcher is something I got. I got this one at Pennywise, this kind of alien arm looking one, but I'm sure they are not so alien ones you can get as well, right? So whenever I need to scratch my back, I just reach this back scratcher in the back here, and sweet relief I get from this back scratcher. Man, this was such a good buy, and I regret nothing about buying this back scratcher. So get one for yourself too. And the final thing I'll leave you with in this video is that you want to get a blanket as you're heading into the hospital, because in the hospital it can get very, very cold, and it's AC all the time, and you're going to be lying down most of the time. You're not going to be able to get up and go places. Even if you check in the day before, the evening before, the morning before, you're going to be there, and the day after you're going to be there for a period of time as well. So get yourself a blanket. I got mine at the home store to keep you warm while you are in hospital. Alright guys, so those are my absolute must-haves when you're heading into hospital. And some of them, you would use post-surgery, like your art supplies and so on, and your pajamas. But those things are really critical to help you with minimizing movement, with helping you practice your arm movements, with keeping you comfortable and keeping you sane during that time. and you want to be as comfortable as possible, because the surgery is a trauma on your body. And if you've had extensive surgery in the way that I did, the trauma is even greater. And if you had chemo before you did your surgery, oh my god, it is the greatest. It is the greatest, right? You're going to be feeling every single thing, so you want to make your recovery time as comfortable as possible. And those are the items that I bought that helped me prepare, and is making my recovery time, my period of convalescence, much more comfortable. If you have anything to add, or if you have any questions, feel free to leave them in the comments. I'll be happy to answer. In my next video, I'm going to tell you my surgery story, and when I checked into the hospital, to the time I checked out, and for the few days after, what life has been like for me. Hopefully this can help you in your preparation, and help you not to worry, and understand that certain things are in fact normal. Alright, so I'll see you in the next one.